हरे कृष्ण। ओमज्ञान तिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। Hare Krishna. I hope you all did your homework of reading the remaining purports of 10th chapter. And who did not read, you can raise your hands. Yes, so you all read, and I believe nobody speaks lies. So we'll go for the 11th chapter. And as I promised, I'll take some very nice, important points which will be helpful. So Prabhuji was talking about faith, so I thought I'll take some points on faith. So we'll just read. This is there are different levels of faith. So Laukiki Shraddha, Samajik Shraddha, Swabhava Shraddha, or Shastra Shraddha. So I thought I'll just share few points on that. It will be very helpful. And faith in mode of goodness, passion, ignorance, and other things. So these are very, very helpful for bhakti. And I'll just take a few minutes and then we'll go for the remaining. Because some topics which are connected I'll take, and some things which are helpful also I'll add. Because you are doing homework, so it will be easy for me. So we just have to be one chapter ahead of Proji. Before Proji completes 10, we have to complete 11 also. So we'll go with that speed, and whatever remains, it will be homework for you. So this is okay for all of you. If anyone of your objection, you can raise your hands. If you are not raising, I accept it that you are all accepting whatever we are posing. So we have to be one chapter ahead of Prabhuji. So I'll try to read purports, and in between I will add some very valuable discussions. Of course, valuable what I feel may not be sometimes for you, but it's okay. It will help definitely. That much I am sure. So remaining whatever we are lagging, it's all homework for you, and I'm very much confident that you all do homework. So it's just half an hour for you. You just have to read the purports. Half an hour for one chapter. That's all you'll complete. Remaining things I'll try to cover. So we'll just read one purport and then I'll tell about faith, because Prabhuji was talking about faith today. So I was also having discussion in Manas section in the morning. So I thought I'll share some of the points. Very helpful. So this is the first shloka. Suta vacha anarthansa upabraja shraddhan janapandas sukhan dhannau dharvaram tesham vishadam samyan iva. It says, Sutta Goswami said, upon reaching the border of his most prosperous metropolis, known as the country of Anarthas, Dwaraka, the Lord sounded his auspicious conch shell, heralding his arrival and apparently pacifying the dejection of the inhabitants. The beloved Lord was away from his own prosperous metropolis of Dwarka for a considerably long period because of the battle of Kurukshetra, and thus all the inhabitants were overcome with melancholy due to the separation. When the Lord descended to the earth, his eternal associates also come with him. Just as the entourage of a king accompanies him, such associates of the Lord are eternally liberated souls, and they cannot bear the separation of the Lord even for a moment because of intense affection for the Lord. Thus, the inhabitants of the city of Dwarka were in a mood of dejection and expected the arrival of the Lord at any moment. So, the herding sound of the auspicious conch shell was very encouraging, and apparently the sound pacified their dejection. They were still more aspirant to see the Lord among themselves, and all of them became alert to receive him in the befitting manner. These are the signs of spontaneous love of God. I wanted to talk about this, how they are feeling dejection and pain and all intense. So these things I thought I will talk about it tomorrow, because Prabhuji is also taking the topic with the women of ladies of Hastinapur. So I'll add to that. Well, that is very important. but because anyway the topic will go for few more days here also. But this topic of faith, because Project touched, I also thought I'd share some points for it. So here, what I wanted to uh, discuss is we have different levels of uh, faith. There is something called Laukiki Shraddha, then there is Samajik Shraddha, then we have Shastra Shraddha. So these are all different types of Shraddha. We need to understand them very properly. So this is very helpful for us to mm, go on the path of bhakti. So here this how this Shraddha develops. So this is one of the uh, very important understanding, because Lord Chaitanya says the same thing, that we are actually sorry, uh, whatever our situation is based on our Shraddha. Shraddha Shabdate Vishwasapadi Sudhra Nishchaya, uh, Krishna Bhakti Kaila Sarva Karma Kritahoya. So this is all based on our Shraddha only. So first I will talk about Samajik Shraddha. Samajik Shraddha means when we come to Krishna consciousness, somebody came and preached us, they told us this is good, this is good. And then we say, yes, we'll practice it. So that is Samajik Shraddha. Just first initial stage. Now, but it does not, we should not remain there only. Yeah, these people are good. Because Samajik Shraddha means suddenly we acquired some meaning in life. We felt, yes, there is something. Some people, they came and they pulled us for the program. They gave us some discover yourself sessions or some sessions. So this is, we said, yes, this is correct. And then, but bhakti, you don't need Shraddha. You can practice bhakti without faith also. And but pure bhakti needs faith. Bhakti, uh, yeah, I didn't start only. I'll tell what are Shraddhas. I'm just telling Samajik Shraddha. All Shraddhas I'll explain in detail. By the time I complete, you'll remember all the names. So this is Samajik Shraddha. And there is something called Laukiki Shraddha. And then there is Swabhajan Shraddha, Shastra Shraddha. Only three types. So now we are telling about Samajik Shraddha. Samajik Shraddha is, as soon as we bring somebody to Krishna conscious, they feel, yes, discover yourself. I know what is the purpose of life. There is meaning. And this is they feel the meaning and existence of life. And we feel that in spite of so many things didn't work for me. So this is what good I will come. So this is initial Shraddha which people have. This is Samajik Shraddha. Now for bhakti, you don't need Shraddha. For pure bhakti we need. For normal bhakti you don't need Shraddha. Like example is Ajamal. Ajamal chanted Hare Narayana. Chanting Narayana is bhakti? Yes, bhakti. Did he have faith? No, he didn't have faith. Did he get the benefit? Yes, he got the benefit. He could get liberated from all these sinful reactions. So the point is that path of pure bhakti begins with faith, whereas path of ordinary bhakti does not need any faith. So this is important understanding. Now, bhakti is so powerful that even if it's impure, it can bring to the spiritual world. People can go to spiritual world also without having faith, because bhakti itself you do without faith also you can go. That is the. But Shraddha is required only if you want to practice pure bhakti. We want to attain prema for the Lord, then you need this. That is the. And faith in the devotees, I think I will share. Share some document I will share so that I can write for you. Yes. Yeah. This I gave one interview yesterday. So Kerala stories. You want some opinion, I can share with you also. But not now. I'll talk on Shraddha. So there was small interview. I means of course we only made it, and devotee wanted me to talk on my opinion on Kerala stories. Yesterday we had recording, so that was the notes. So so I will type for you some of the uh, notes. So first we are discussing is Samajik Shraddha. This uh, this is the first part. So it is initial faith which we all have. So question is, it is like Prabhuji, to reach Krishna's, we may need only ordinary faith, but to become his eternal personal associate, we need pure faith, which is required to develop prema. Yeah. Prema, like no, there is Sukaishwarya Mukti and Premottar Mukti. Some things are there where people go in Vaikunta, they stay there and they are free from all the suffering. And then they go once in a day, go and take darshan of Lord, and then go home and they have their spiritual television where they are seeing pastimes of the Lord and enjoying. They don't have much relation with the Lord. They don't have love for Lord. They're okay being in spiritual world like that. But we won't develop prema, serve the Lord, then we have to have this pure. So this is first level is samajik shraddha. Now in this, what is important is for us. Uh, Next point I want to tell is without faith also, without where path of pure bhakti begins with faith. With a ordinary bhakti, you don't need to accompany it by faith. So this is the second point which I wanted to share. Okay. So then we have the next is we have example of Ajami. And then how does this Shraddha starts? So this is our next point. So how does this Shraddha starts with our faith or having faith in devotees and our feeling respect or reverence for devotees. This is the first step. How does the Shraddha starts? Okay. So here we have example of Ajamil. Okay. So now this is very important. Lavamatra sadhu sangha sarva siddhi hoy. This we all know. What happens in Lavamatra sadhu sangha is when we associate with a devotee, suddenly a desire appears in our heart. What is the desire? Maybe I should also serve Krishna. This is very important. So the if you see they are intensely doing something, we also feel, oh, they have so much love for Krishna. Why I should not become a devotee? So then we also try to uh, we also get a desire. Like if we are staying with somebody who is so much into cricket, we also feel a desire to play cricket or see cricket. If somebody is so much into money and business, if you stay with him, we also get that same. Same thing when we are devotees, we also feel maybe I should also become devotee. That is actually what is the Shraddha starts. That is original. But that is very, very important for any living entity. That seed comes slowly, if somebody is cultivating that seed, it will grow and help him. Without devotee association, nobody get that desire. That is a point. So now Shraddha begins with respect, and Shraddha also means first is respect, then trust. So then what happens is we feel dependence on Vaishnavas. So these are the three things that happens. How does it starts? So this is where it makes a difference in people's life. So and then what happens? Depend on Vaishnavas. Generally, what living entity, they want to be independent. We all want freedom, independence. But when it comes to devotion, we have to go other side. We have to be dependent on Vaishnavas. More we are feeling dependence on Vaishnavas, more we are making advance. Dependence, not that okay, they'll help me financially, they'll give me prasadam, they will give me some nice facilities. They'll no, no, dependence in the sense that I will be able to practice. I'll be able to practice my bhakti. I'll be able to do my sadhana. I'll be able to develop that attraction to Krishna only if I'm staying with devotees. That actually what is called dependence. And we should not consider ourselves independent of, because that will be very that is a stimulus to strengthen our Shraddha, dependence on Vaishnavas, right? Like Shraddhavan Jana he Bhakti Adhikari Kanishta Madhyama Uttama Shraddha Anusari. So Shraddha, based on that only our position of bhakti is decided, whether we are Madhyamadhikari, Uttamadhikari, Kanishtadhikari. Because all the three of them, they all are doing same thing. If a pure devotee is Uttamadhikari, sitting in the morning and chanting Hare Krishna, if you take a Kanishtadhikari, he is also doing the same thing, sitting and chanting. And what is the difference? Uttamadhikari feels the dependence on the Vaishnavas, that his faith is very strong, like that. So I am not writing all the points, so in between some points you can add for yourself. Now, Shraddha is important qualification for all paths. And like even in path of Jnana and Yoga, everywhere we require Shraddha. So even to acquire Samadhi, people need Shraddha. And now there is one important point. Shraddha Cheshta se Sama Prasadam. So Shraddha, what does Shraddha does? Shraddha is a clean state of mind. Shraddha means it's a clean state of mind. What does this mean? This is very important. Like today, Prabhuji was taking Satsanga Mukta Dusango. What is this point telling is that this is a very important understanding we should have. If Shraddha is there, it is making our mind clean. To the degree a person has Shraddha, to the degree his mind is clean. Clean from what? Clean from doubts. So this is what is it is getting cleaned from. Clean from doubts. So what are these doubts? Like say, I wanted to practice something, but what stops us from practicing is the doubts. That's why we have to clarify. And when doubts will come, when you use our intelligence. Most of the people, they don't use it. That is a problem. They don't get any doubts only. They just live because yeah, it's good. I am liking it. I am doing it, but they don't want to think. So that is the problem. If we don't think, we don't progress. Thinking means what? Thinking means applying intelligence. Thinking means we want to apply what we are hearing in our life. Most of the lectures goes while we are doing cooking, while we are doing driving, while we are doing other activities. And then yes, I did my ritual of hearing Bhagavatam, and everything should happen good today because I completed my Bhagavatam quota. I chanted my rounds. So why bad things are happening to good people? Today I did all good things. I am good person also. And then some people have another problem. They say 6 months I am chanting 16 notes. Why Krishna is not listening to my prayers and fulfilling my things? And why things are not going according to the way I want? So all such doubts will come because we are not we are not using our intelligence. It is actually practice is not like that. But because I am doing everything good should happen to me, then we have not practiced consciously practice to change ourselves. That is why we are practicing. We are practicing to change, because to change is most difficult. We can do any rituals. We can do ritual of chanting in the morning, we can do ritual of hearing Bhagavatam, we can do rituals, but we don't want to work in changing ourselves. Changing means what? You remember, changing means thinking, feeling, and willing. So things should be changing in our thoughts and our feeling. If that is change, we are automatically happy only. So simple. It's not the situation that makes us happy, it's the state of mind that makes us happy or sad. That is how Vishmadev's example we have seen. He's in such a situation where his bodily things are not very good, but he was very happy because his mental state is very nice. So I will just uh, touch one more point. I'll touch this point, one doubt part, and then we'll go for our purpose. Now, the freedom is freedom from the contaminations. So contamination is here, freedom from doubts, freedom from contaminations. The contaminations are actually, these contaminations are doubts. So then our then our mind is very clean. A person is very happy, and doubts prevent us from making first steps, from taking our first step. So what if that is the problem? How can I do it? So when somehow or other going by grace of devotees, we feel enlightenment in our mind. This is what happens. Doubts goes, then we get enlightenment. So this is the advantage. This is what happens, and this gives strength. This gives power. Faith is power. Okay. So it gives energy, Shakti, power. Okay, we'll come back to few purports and then I'll add to it. Any doubts, questions till now? Okay, we'll continue. So here I will tell about this emotions feeling, how to understand it. I'll give my understanding. So I will just tell how we have to accept, but I'll take that topic tomorrow. I just will see if I get more time after reading few purports, and then I will take, uh, because this faith topic is also very big. So, and that emotion part also is very big. Both we will take, both we can have discussion, because we will try to cover these two topics in this chapter. Next chapter, because to Krishna's departure, I will talk. I will see every chapter. Will try to take two topics, subtopics along with the main Bhagavatam theme, so that we'll be able to get an understanding. The white and fat blowed conch shell being gripped by the hand of Krishna and sounded by him appeared to be reddened by the touch of his transcendental lip. It seems that a white swan was playing in the stream of red lotus flower. So this is a description of Krishna blowing his conch. The redness of white conch shell due to the lip touch of the Lord is a symbol of spiritual significance. The Lord is like all spirit, and the matter is ignorance of the spiritual existence. Actually, there is nothing like matter in spiritual enlightenment. And this spiritual enlightenment takes place at once by the contact of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. The Lord is present in every particles of our existence, and He can manifest His presence from anything and everything by the spiritual enlightenment of the devotee. Otherwise the Lord reserves the right of not being exposed to anyone and everyone. By ardent love and devotional service to the Lord, or in other words, by spiritual contact with the Lord, everything becomes spiritually reddened like the conch shell in the grip of the Lord. And the Paramahamsas, or the supremely intelligent persons, play the part of ducking swans in the water of spiritual bliss, eternally decorated by the lotus flowers of Lord's lotus feet. So here what is important point in this purport is Lord is present in all the particles of existence, and He can manifest His presence for anything and everything by the spiritual enlightenment of devotees. That means Naham Prakasha Sarvasya Logamaya Samavrta Mudhoyam Navijanati Lokamam Ajabhya. Naham Prakash Krishna is saying, I will not be visible. Why Lord is saying I will not be visible? The main reason, if you remember, we discussed this point also. Why Lord is not visible? If Lord is visible, we will not be able to enjoy in this material world. That is the point. If I want to enjoy in this world, then Lord should not be there. Say I am sitting in temple hall. Can I watch a movie when the altar is open and I am sitting in temple hall, and then I will open YouTube and start watching movie? Not so easy because altar is like in childhood. Now people changed. Previously, Ganpati used to there. They used to close the altar of Ganpati before playing the music, before playing all the film songs. And somebody sitting in temple, nobody used to sing. But now Ganpati, it's poor for not Ganpati, but for people that they are doing in front of Lord also. But in front of Lord, we cannot do some mischief. People don't mind doing all mischief in front of Lord. Previously, at least they had this, they had this culture. So the point is what? The point is, we cannot enjoy Lord is present. That's why Lord says, okay, Naham Prakash, I'll not be seen. You continue your nonsense business. That's what he's saying. We have discussed this, so I'm not giving the examples and all. You might have remembered. The citizens of Dwarka, having heard that sound which threatens fear personified in the metal world, began to run towards him fast, just as an long desired audience with the Lord, who is the protector of all devotees. Purport. As already explained, the citizens of Dwarka who lived at the time of Lord Krishna's presence were all liberated souls who descend there along with the Lord to encourage. All were very anxious to have an audience of the Lord, although because of spiritual contact they were never separated from the Lord. Just as the gopis at Vrindavan used to think of Krishna while he was away from the village for cow-herding engagements, the citizens of Dwarka were all immersed in the thoughts of the Lord while he was away from Dwarka to attend the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Some distinguished fiction writer in Bengal conclude that the Krishna of Vrindavan, that of Mathura, and that of Dwarka are different personalities. Historically, there is no truth in this conclusion. The Krishna of Kurukshetra and Krishna of Dwarka are one and the same personality. This is also proved in the last chapter. And Bhishmadev is talking to Krishna, Yeshavai Bhagwan Saksha. Then he is talking about gopis also. So he is telling that this is a person, he was dancing with gopis. This is the Bhagwan. This is the person. So he is immediately, and Kunti Maharani is also connecting Krishna with Dwarka, Vrindavan. She is telling. So we cannot, these are all bogus people like this. The citizens of Dwarka were thus in a state of melancholy due to the Lord's absence from the transcendental city, as much as we are put in a state of melancholy at night because of the absence of sun. The sound heard by Lord Krishna was something like the heralding of sunrise in the morning. So all the citizens of Dwarka awoke from a state of slumber because of the sunrise of Krishna, and they all hasted towards him just to have an audience. The devotees of Lord know no one else as protector. This sound of Lord is identical with the Lord, as we have tried to explain by the non-dual position of the Lord. The material existence of our present situation is full of fear. One of the four problems of material existence, namely the food problem, the shelter problem, the fear problem, and the mating problem. The fear problem gives us more trouble than others. We are always fearful due to our ignorance of the next problem. The whole material existence is full of problems, and thus the fear problem is always prominent. This is due to our association with the illusory energy of the Lord, known as Maya or external energy. Yet all fear is vanished as soon as there is the sound of the Lord. The sound of the Lord represented by His holy name, as it was sounded by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the following 16 words: Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. We can take advantage of this sound and be free from all threatening problems of material existence. So here, what is this purpose trying to tell? That we have different types of fear. Fear for eating, sleeping, mating, different. But of all, fear for uh, of all, the fear or is actual. The more fear of death. This has more trouble than any other fears. So bhayam dvityad abhiniveshatasya ishad apetasya. So this fear is because of our wrong separating from Krishna. And this fear only manifests in all activities. Like anybody is doing any activity, the motivation is fear only. Why people are working, why they are doing job? Because they are fearful of what will if I don't have money. Why we eat? We are fearful I'll become weak. Why people get married? What is the fear? Fear of loneliness. So this is actually the motivating factor for people. Why there is a fight and wars between two countries? They are fearful of others. Why there are fundamentalists? They feel there it is threatening their existence. So they need some support. That's why out of fear they kill. They think if I don't kill them, they will destroy us. So better you kill them. That's why these fundamentalists, they are very much into killing like that. So we'll go further. This is actually very important topic about fear. Na? We all need to understand motivation is. We have four motivations for doing activities: fear, desire, duty, and love. So many activities, the motivation will be fear. We have so many things we do, and slowly we have to come over that. And then these two are very common. Desire. People are going to this Bageshwar Baba, this Baba, that Baba. Why they are famous? Because they are fulfilling their desires. Some people are fearful. That's why they go to them. They say, "Go, you make us free from this fear." And some people have some desires to fulfill. This type of faith, this type of faith is called Laukikishra. This is only they only jump the parties. Today this Baba is famous. Tomorrow some other Baba will come. Then Jesus Baba also will not matter for people. What matters is whether he will fulfill my desires or not. That matters. Some people may have little false ego problem. They'll say, no, I cannot go to Jesus Baba. I cannot go to Allah Baba. I'll go to this Baba. So it does not actually make any big difference. It's all just based on the taste of people, and then they want to get something there fulfilled. This is what is people's mind in general. That is the state of their mind. Some people, very few people, they come to the stage of duty, and then the very rare people, they go to the stage of love. And the activity motivating them to do an activity is love. This is like so. But fear, any activity you're seeing, if you are having any If you closely observe, you see how much fear is a motivating factor for anything, for our life also, for others also. Hmm. The seasons arrived before the Lord with the respective presentations, offering them to fully satisfy the self-sufficient one, who by his own potency incessantly supplies others. These presentations were like the lamp offered during worship of the Yet the citizens began to speak in ecstatic language to receive the Lord, just as words become welcome their guardian and father. Yeah, time causes fear because time changes everything. it, it changes our body, it changes our house, it changes relationship, it changes people, it changes all. So that's why time also causes fear. If anybody has any comments now, whether about our topics of discussion, you feel just go with proper purpose only, pro other things not so much. You can let me know in the chat box. We'll do it. So no issues. Whatever is comfortable, you want to read, we are okay with it. And few points about every purport we can discuss and go also. That's not a the Supreme Lord Krishna is described here as Atmarama. He is self-sufficient. And there's no need for him to seek happiness from anything beyond himself. He's self-sufficient because his very transcendental existence is total bliss. He is eternally existent. He is all cognizant and all blissful. Therefore, any presentation, however valuable it may be, is not needed to him. But still, because he is the well-wisher of one and all, he accepts from everyone everything that is offered to him in pure devotional service. It is not that he is in want of such, because the things are themselves generated from his energy. The comparison made herein that making offering to the Lord is something like offering lamb in the worship of the God. So for Lord, there is nothing needed because whatever we are offering, it is His only already. So you are offering a lamb to fire only. So anything fiery, because how did this lamp get that strength? That it is coming from fire, sun only. Sun only supplies this ability in all the items to burn. So and now you are showing it the same sun. Sun but anything fiery and illuminating is but an emanation of energy of sun. And to worship the sun, it is necessary to offer him a lamp. In the worship of sun, there is some sort of demand made by the worshipper. But in the case of devotional service to the Lord, there is no question of demand from either side. It is all a sign of pure love and affection between the Lord and his devotees. This is the point. Now how can Lord, who is Atmarami, is releasing something from outside? No, bhakti is his internal potency. So he is releasing his own internal potency. So it is not something outside for him. It does not contradict the quality of Atmarama in Lord is Atmarama. That means everything should please whatever he has. So this bhakti is also his internal thing, it's not external. Like, and then नतास्मितेनाथ सदाङ्घ्रिपङ्कजम् विरिञ्च वीर्याञ्च सुरेन्द्रवन्दितम् परायणं क्षेम इच्छतां परम् न यत्र काला प्रभवेत् परः प्रभु. The citizen said, O Lord, you are worshipped by all demigods like Brahma, the fourth saint, and even the King of heaven. You are the ultimate rest for those who are really aspiring to achieve the highest benefit of life. You are the supreme transcendental Lord. The inevitable time cannot exert its influence upon you. The Supreme Lord is Sri Krishna, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Samhita, and other authorized Vedic literatures. No one is equal to or greater than him, and that is the verdict, and that is the verdict of all scriptures. The influence of time and space is exerted upon the dependent living entities who are all part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. The living entities are predominate Brahman, whereas the Supreme Lord is the predominant Absolute. As soon as we forget this clear fact, we are at once in illusion, and thus we are put into threefold miseries. As one is put into dense darkness, the clear consciousness of the cognizant living being is God consciousness, in which one goes down upon him in all circumstances. So this is the point. Like here now, some people are outside uh, some child down and old age home. They're asking for donation. So that sound is coming to you. That may be distracting me also. So much loud noises. So anyway, we should not get distracted. Whoever is destined to hear, they will. We should not be bothered about results. That is a very important understanding we all need to have. Like we say, who will, if we want to, we should learn and we want to share with others. And whoever is, if it comes to non-devotees, outsiders, no, we should be eager with the number. We should want more and more. When it comes to devotees, no, we should not be so much, because whomever Krishna sends, because devotees are in Krishna's control, so Krishna only sends that, okay, these devotees, they need this knowledge, you help. So they will only come and we will try to help them with whatever knowledge we have. When it comes to outsiders, now we should be eager with number, because Krishna will not take care of them. We should only take care of them. We should go and give them knowledge. Yes, Krishna is not bothered. Krishna says, no, no, don't disturb. Let them do whatever they're doing. But we should be eager. We should try to give as many as conditions as Krishna. Once they become devotee, then Krishna will take care of them. But till that time, we should push. We should try to go for it. That is important. We have to break them from their condition once the Krishnas come. So when we are giving class to devotees, we should not be with members. We should know that Krishna is arranging these devotees for us to hear, and maybe we need to share this knowledge with them. Krishna want that maybe these devotees need this knowledge, that's why they are coming to understand like that. Because Krishna arranges now for us, like say I have something to share, and Krishna feels that these devotees need this point, so then they will come and they will hear that, and they'll get benefited like that. And sometimes some person will come only for that class and he will hear that one point and he will go and he's happy and his problems are solved, he will make progress like that, and he will never appear because Krishna arranged that. Suddenly he came from some other city and he attended the class, and then he went and it helped him like that. So for me also, I had one doubt when I joined ashram. Doubt was not I wanted to join and I know that about relativity. So I was reading about relativity and other things. So I came to the temple next day, and one devotee said, see, all our senses are imperfect. So why are you so much bothered about it? So as soon as I heard, immediately my bulb glue. And they said yes, because I had this understanding before when I was to go to college and all. I used to always think everybody is imperfect, everything is imperfect here, senses are imperfect. I used to think. As soon as I said, it cleared, and all my doubts in Krishna conscious at that level are cleared with just one meeting of the devotee. And Krishna arranged. I just went and I asked him only, and he gave that answer, and it helped. So the point is what Krishna arranges. Whoever is needing this knowledge, they will hear. So it is not a problem for us. We should not even two people, three people are there, and they are willing. Who benefits when we speak is ourselves only. So in that way, it is good for us. If you know, if I want to main thing, I want to remember what I am learning. If I want to remember means I have to repeat it as many times as possible. then I'll be able to. So many things I have repeated, but I am not able. We had to repeat again and again, so it gets stuck, and it helps actually. Our way of understanding everything changes. So it is important for us to know we are understanding what is Samajik Shraddha, Swabhajam Shraddha, Laukiki Shraddha. Immediately we will know where I am standing, what is my position is. So in that way we'll make good progress. So I'll just take one more shloka and then a small purport. So we read this one. Bhavaya nastam bhava vishvabhavana tvameva mata suhutpati pita tvam sadgurorna paramam cha daivatam yasya anuvartya kritano babhuvina vim babhuvima. It says, O creator of the universe, you are our mother, well-wisher, Lord, Father, spiritual master, and worshipable deity. By following in your footsteps, we have become successful in every respect. We pray, therefore, that you continue to bless us with your mercy. Purport. The all good personality of Godhead, being the creator of the universe, also plans for the good of all good living beings. The good living beings are advised by the Lord to follow his good advice. And by doing so, they become successful in all spheres of life. There is no need to worship any deity but the Lord. The Lord is all powerful and if he is satisfied by our obedience unto his lotus feet, he is competent to bestow upon us all kinds of blessings for the successful execution of both our material and spiritual lives. For attaining spiritual existence, the human form is a chance for all to understand our eternal relation with God. Our relation with Him is eternal, it can neither be broken nor vanquished. It may be forgotten for the time being, but it can be revived by the grace of the Lord if we follow the injunctions which are revealed in the scriptures of all times and all places. So thank you all very much. We have this chapter has 39 shlokas. So we'll see to try to cover before Prabhuji comes. So thank you all very much. Any questions, comments? We'll end here. Harish.